What is the weirdest thing to have happened at your high school while you were there? My school was setting up one of those wrecked cars on the school ground to show what texting and driving did. I was in the last class of the day and it was on the ground floor of school. They pulled up with the car on the wrecker and started lowering it into place. A kid who was in that class with me got up, walked to the window, and just stood there watching. The teacher asked him to sit down a couple of times. Another student walked up to him, whispered something, and sat back down. The teacher then went on teaching class. When the wrecker was done and drove away, the kid opened the window and climbed out. At this point we all got up to watch him. The teacher just gave up as class was almost over anyhow. The kid walked to the car and tried to open the driver's side door, but it wouldn't open. So he climbed into the passenger side and scooted to the driver's side and just sat there. The girl that had spoke to the teacher before told everyone that the car that the school had put out there was his sister's. His sister had died about 2 weeks earlier when she was T-boned by accidentally pulling out in front of someone. She was a student at the school. I felt so damn bad for this kid. About a week later he asked me for a ride home. When I dropped him off he told me, "Be careful pulling out onto highway his sister died on. It's dangerous." I still think it is seriously fucked up the school put that car there. Edit: it was not texting and driving as I graduated in 2005 and that wasn't even a thing then. I am not sure why the school put the car there. They didn't put any signs on it or anything. I think they just wanted us to see a wrecked car that one of our classmates had died in so we would take driving more seriously. The car wasn't there very long as many parents complained. In my senior year, 2 friends of mine decided their prank would consist of them sitting on the floor in the lunch area, playing an intense game of chess. Their use of words, not mine. Anyhow, they managed to coerce roughly 85 other students to ring around them and start yelling out things like "holy shit, go get him, yeah, beat his ass, oh shit, that's brutal," etc. to make the administration think they were fighting. Within a minute, it was over 250 kids all chanting. The admins ended up calling the cops to campus thinking a huge fight was breaking out. Guys sat there playing chess the entire time. The weird thing is that the police didn't let them finish the fucking game. This is one of the better senior pranks I've heard of. I don't know why, but this is my favorite story. When I was in high school, someone driving on the road beside us called the cops about a sniper being on grounds. We had a SWAT team swarming, police helicopters, breaking news on all 4 major networks in the city. Turned out to be a guy with a rake who was cleaning up the leaves. Edit: for everyone asking, this was not in Australia or DFW, it was in Oklahoma City. This sounds like a plot to some South Park episode. A kid dug a giant dick into the football field. The school planted the wrong type of grass back into the dick. How long was it there? Some say that dick is still growing to this day. 80 yards or so. Our arch rivals spray painted a penis on our brand new track. It was totally a dick move, especially since our school was really poor and couldn't afford to fix it for a while. Our rivals smashed fluorescent light bulbs all over our football field. A kid spent all of lunch squishing an apple without breaking the skin. Then he threw it across the lunchroom and hit another kid in the back of the head. It looked like the Kennedy assassination. A fight broke out and a teacher tackled a kid like it was the NFL. Wow! I admire his dedication, his creativity and his aim. Absolutely. I would have spent ages getting it just right, then accidentally lobbed it straight into the trash. Sophomore year in high school, a kid put laxatives in the ketchup dispenser. About half of the school got sent home because they all had the shits. 2 pregnant girls getting in a fist fight. Edit: no, I did not go to your high school in . I'm Canadian. This happened at my school also. They fought because they found out their baby daddy was the same guy. No, he's my man. He got me pregnant first, you slut. 2 kids were fighting right outside the school after school hours. Apparently it was over some girl. One of the kids' younger brother was there and he had a knife. He got behind the guy his brother was fighting and stabbed him straight in the butt. The kid runs into the school to try to get some help. They got a helicopter come and airlifted him to the hospital. I just wish I could have found out why he went for the butt. Was it intentional or just the heat of the moment? Maybe he didn't want to kill the guy, just stab his ass. Seems like the safest place, I guess, as long as we mean the cheek, not the Kevin. The Kevin? This guy's been getting fisted a little too often. My graduating year's senior prank was to put a mini horse in the commons area. The horse pooped all over the carpet leading into the classroom area, and had to be ripped out and replaced. I hope you're talking about the carpet. Things got violent when they tried to remove the horse from the room. What baffles me is why they had to then replace it with a new one. A kid stole a needle from another student who was diabetic. He went around poking people with it, saying, "Oops, you have AIDS now." Freaked a lot of people out. I would have knocked him the fuck out just for touching me with a needle, right? People were just in shock to really react. Coming from this kid, you really had no idea if he was kidding or being serious. In my grade 9 classroom on the second floor, I had some senior climb in through the window, pat himself down from the dust he had collected on his pants, then realized that he is not actually in the correct classroom. Then he proceeded to climb back out the window and shimmy to the next classroom. This was during a busy group-oriented class where only my group noticed it happen. Teacher was so oblivious. One time this guy tried to buy some chips from a vending machine at our school. The chips got stuck and he decided that the vending machine needed punishment. He then proceeded to punch out the glass on the vending machine and take his chips, because those were his goddamn chips. This happened before I was there, but my Spanish teacher told us about a boy who used to bring a skull around to drama class. Everyone thought it was a fake skull, but it turned out to be the skull of a young boy he had killed. Early release. Woodmansee was released from prison on September 11, 2011, after having served 28 years of the 40-year sentence. The good time law in Rhode Island allows a prisoner to earn as much as 10 days off his sentence, every month, for good behavior. In the 28 years that Woodmansee was incarcerated, he was able to earn back 12 years under the provision. 367. John Foreman, Jason's father, stated that he intends to murder Woodmansee after he is released. 8. This kid I knew had no legs because his parents were Agent Orange victims in Vietnam. During the beginning of the school year, he would find groups of confused young freshmen, and fall out of his wheelchair at them only to scream, "I have no legs." Some girl sent out nudes to some kid and he sent them to almost everyone in the school. She was only 16, so the cops decided the best course of action to delete the pictures from everywhere was to confiscate everyone's phone who had received the pictures. Most people didn't get their phones back for over 8 months. Imagine having to be that cop who has to go through 100 plus teens' phones and delete that one photo. They didn't do that, though. They took everyone's phones and factory reset them all. My friend's mom always used his phone for their family photos on family vacations and such because his camera on his phone was better than their digital camera. All gone because his douche friend sent him some unwanted nudes of a girl that was his age. My high school was next to an artificial lake, and we threw all sorts of crap into it. The art rooms were close to the lake, with big windows looking out over it. One afternoon, during an art lesson, they dragged a body out of the lake. Being kids, it freaked us right out. Clearly your junk was starting to form a golem, and had to be preemptively neutralized. Pretty basic stuff. Whenever my junk starts to form a golem, I just pull back the skin and Washington. Lake etiquette, super simple stuff. There was a bomb threat one morning before I got to school. Instead of the doors being locked and telling students not to go in, or there being anyone around, I managed to get inside. I thought it was weird that nobody was in class at 9 a.m., but I just decided to sit there and wait, thinking that they all had some sort of meeting in the gym that I was too late for. When people started to come back into the building, the teachers were shocked that I was there. They really had no idea how I even got into the building. For clarification, I got to school at 7:45 a.m. and didn't notice anyone. My school had a strict policy about not interrupting school meetings, gatherings in the gym. I didn't know where they were. The halls were empty, nobody in the main office. The school also had a strict policy for not being in the building during hours, so not wanting to get suspended, I figured I would just wait. It was also early in the morning, and I was tired. I was the only student in the building. The automated call never got to my parents, or to me, to inform me not to appear until the school had been cleared. Terrible security policies. At my elementary school, it was commonplace for all the boys to have contests to see who could pee higher up the wall or hit the ceiling at the urinals. Believe it or not, the ceiling tiles in the boys' restroom there were often dripping with piss. At my high school, one of the redneck students was bet $5 and a chocolate milk to drape himself in a giant Confederate flag and run through the lunchroom screaming. He ran through the halls being chased by multiple people until the superintendent tackled him. Before school one day, this really awkward kid got a blowjob from a girl who everyone thought was afraid of boys in the guys' bathroom. The whole school knew by the end of first period, including teachers. Someone walked in and just saw her knees on the ground in the stall. She was forever known as the bathroom bandit. You know, kids can be real shits, but the ingenuity of hurtful nicknames is really something to be admired. Yeah, a similar story, and the guy was known as the headmaster lol.